I'm gonna be doing a skin taper, or I might even leave it connected. We'll see what I end up feeling like, but I like a skin taper. I'll give him a goatee, so I'll trim up his goatee, shape it up, take all this off, leave his sideburns long. So we like the sideburns a little bit longer, like on some thicker type stuff. So it's a good look, it's a different look. And I'm gonna lock it in with you guys. So step by step, I'm gonna show you how we get it done. We're gonna trim down the waves, cut them down wavelength, knock everything down, trim down the mustache, taper the neck. So taper, lineup, and goatee cleanup is what we're doing today with waves. So first things first, I get my Octane clipper with my 1.5 guard on it, metal guard. And you always wanna comb the hair out. You always wanna make sure you comb the hair out, probably with a smaller comb than this, like this one, all right? Comb the hair out. That way you can pull it all out and trim it and cut it even. All right, so you wanna, with the dreads, you wanna make sure you're not pulling any of the dread out. That's the main thing. You wanna make sure that you ain't pulling none of the dread hair. You're not pulling none of that hair out. You wanna just pull out what's in front of it. So a lot of times I just separate it with my finger like this, and I'll comb it out. See, like there's a little one right there, boom. All right, comb it out this way. You wanna comb out all the waves that are not in the dreads. All the hair that's not in the dreads, you comb it out, because you're gonna have to trim it down and you're gonna have to clean it up. The only way to get it nice and even is if you comb it out. There we go. Separate the dreads and the other hair like that. And we'll worry about the back when we get there, but for now, knock the waves down. I use a 1.5 guard. That's probably when you want waves, you do 1.5 guard. Typically, that's, unless somebody wants it darker, 1.5 guard is pretty standard for the waves. So you'll be able to see. You wanna knock it down. Just like that. Don't be afraid to pull the hair back. He don't want you to cut his dread at all. So you gotta make sure you pull it back. He'll understand if you gotta pull it back. You don't wanna be cutting off no damn dread. Boom, so that's like a 1.5 right there. Then move them to this side. Stretch the hair out. Hit them with the 1.5 again. Boom. Cut it down. This is so you have a nice even base. This is so you have a nice even base of the haircut. Knock it down, knock it down. So once you knock it down everywhere, including the back, once you knock it down, then we're gonna prep it to actually cut it and do the fade and do the taper and stuff like that. So you're gonna wanna do straight like this. Knock all this down. The main thing is to get it nice and even. All right. Cut it, make sure you get it all nice and even. This is the hard part. Making sure you're not cutting no dreads off. And then just to be a little bit safer on the actual edge up, I'm not gonna do the same 1.5. I'm gonna do it just a little longer. Get the clip, spray the clip. I'll be trying to keep my station clean, but that should be so hard. I grab one thing and everything falls. It don't matter what it is. So I'm gonna do like more of a 2 right in here, because he's a little light here, a little bit lighter here. I'm not trying to take that off. We gotta use what we got. Use what we got. So this technically would be like a 2, but it's a little longer than a 2. Just like that. Get it nice and even. So that's pretty much your base everywhere for right now. You got the 1.5 all over, like the 2-piece up top. All right. Everything's already knocked down. All right. So next thing that we got to do, put your head back for me, bro. Next thing we got to do is when we start prepping. All right. So the way we do that is I get my Barbasol, my shaving cream. All right. Throw some on my finger, straight like this. Dab, spread. Spread it. Anything that you plan on cutting, put it on there. Underneath here, put it on there. Dab, dab, spread. Spread. You want this whole lineup, this whole side taper to have cream on it. The only reason why I say you want that is because it's gonna clean the whole cut. When you have a cleaner base, it just allows for sharper lines. You don't have to use as much product because everything is clean. You're not like battling oils or anything like that that's on the face because this stuff is removing it. You heard? Get my hot towel. That's that hot one, look at that. That's that steamy guy. Open up that towel. See that steam right there? That's what you want right there. You want that sucker to be steaming. Let it air out though real quick. Let me know if it's too hot, bro. Throw it on and let it just sit there. Let it sit, let everything get hot, let everything get cleaned up. While that's happening, try to clean up your station a little bit. It's already not that hot anymore. So when you're done, when you take off the towel, don't be afraid to wipe it clean. Wipe the hair. Make sure you make sure that this cream served its purpose, is what I mean to say. We already prepped it. Now I can hit it with some spritz. Pick your head up for me, sir. But yeah. Shield them, hit them with some spritz. This is just to lock in the hair where it's at so you can give them a nice crisp line. That's what you want. Now that we got that already sprayed on there, it's gonna start drying. But before it dries, comb it down real quick because this is gonna be how the edges, So now we got everything laying. His hairline's been prepped. Now I could jump in to start lining him up before I do the taper. So let's get it. Get your line up clipper. Spray that thing off. You filthy barbers. I always say start in the middle, but in his case, I always start on the sides. I'll go side here, and then I'll make the middle to where I meet the edges. All right. Keep the hairline as natural as possible. We ain't trying to be king of the pushbacks or nothing. See, we got the sides set up. Now, start in the middle. Do one side, meet in the middle. All right. We got the edge up straight. All right. Natural. Say he was light right here and light on the edges. A lot of people with dreads, sometimes they are a little light on their edge up. So you gotta naturally be conservative. You don't wanna be over here just chopping away because before you know it, dude's gonna have a pushback and he ain't gonna be happy and you lost a potential client. So keep that in mind next time you're out here being reckless. All right, and now since I got the edge up done and it's nice and straight, nice and even, now I'm gonna hit them with the hook. I'm gonna hit the hook here, hit the hook on that side, and then we'll move on to the facial hair. All right. So I normally start the hook. Always start and meet in the middle. So I'm gonna start here, go here, and I'll meet right in the middle. All right. So that's the first guideline. Boom. Hook one. All right, see, because we're leaving the chops. We're taking all this off, so I'm gonna just finish off the chop all the way through. And then take everything from this side over, you can take it off. And while I'm here, just go ahead and edge up this goat. And just a simple guideline is wherever the mustache ends, connect the goat to it. My fault, connect the goat to it. So you wanna leave it, if it's this wide, you go down that wide. Boom. This is your guideline for the goat. Boom. Big head of him. Cool. Mustache, you'll never need to go too high on it. Just enough. And the skin's already been prepped too, so the hair just, it's easy for the hair to come out because it's so clean. It's like, it's fresh. I'm gonna follow the end of the mustache. Keep it as if you're gonna connect the goatee. That's how you gotta do it. All right. Now, since we did all that, we can continue to replicate this hook on that side. So you already see I got the hook there. Everything's set up. Now I gotta start my starting point here to meet right here in the middle. So I already did this guideline. Now I meet from here in the middle. And then we're leaving the sideburn. Leave it like that. Everything from here over, take it off. Gotta line up the top of the mustache just a little bit. So line up pretty much done. Sideburns done, facial hair done. At this point, all we really have to do is taper out the sides here, which can be tricky if you don't know how to blend down and keep sideburns. So you wanna make sure you keep the sideburns. But what I do is I'm not even gonna skin it. Like I'll skin taper it, but I'm not gonna like bald it, all right? So I'm gonna bald out just a little section of it and then fade it up. So peep this. So right here is where I'm gonna put my 0. So I'm gonna take my clipper, this is my Alpha Gamma Absolute clipper, banger. Come in, close it all the way, and I'm gonna do a line right here on the bottom. Just right here at the bottom. Right there, just like that. Just like that, just a little dime size, nickel size 0. All right, open up your clipper, half, go up about a finger's width. All right, and the same half you put right here, you got to put into the beard too, into the sideburn. So boom. Work your way down, halfway closed. Boom. That's the half right there, all right? Then what you're gonna do, you're gonna come in with the 1 guard, all right? 1 guard, close it, just like a half a finger's width underneath that last guideline. That's all you're gonna do. Just tap it a little bit, all right? Same thing here, you're gonna tap it about a finger's width above with the 1 guard. You don't want to go too up because then you're going to create a new line. You don't want to deal with that. Boom. All right. You can see there's still a little shadow right here. So we're going to open it a little bit, halfways. Go up a little bit more. Go up about less than a finger's width above what you just did. So you're not going to go all the way into this, just a little bit. Almost done with this side. All right, so you can see there's still a little shadow there. That's no problem, and a little shadow here. So what you got to do for this shadow is you get your 1/16. All right, 1/16 guard, and you're gonna close it halfway and hit right above where you were just at. You're gonna hit right there. Close it. And then something that you could try to make the blend a little bit easier, half guard downward. This will allow you to get any little hairs that you see like this right here. This will allow you to get all those out the way while still keeping it dark and keeping it the same length. I couldn't even tell you or explain it. This is magic, bruh. With that one, open it all the way, hit it at the top. Close it halfway, work your way down. See how that's coming along right there? Nice little taper. All right, hit this a little bit. Just a little shadow there. And if the clipper can't get it out, the Tinker Shaver will. This one right here, boom. This is a banger, this is a hack, this is everything in my life. If you need it, oh my gosh. Especially working with waves, it saves you so much time. So like this little area right here, a little bit right here, come in with this little feather razor. I mean, not feather razor, Tinker razor. And it'll blend that out. It's what it is it's a blade, it's blades inside this little razor thing. It's incredible. You gotta love it. And even if you want, you can go up a little bit on it. So knock these down. And then since we're gonna leave the sideburns, you wanna make sure they get a nice little edge up. So Give them, you know, we leave it more or less, try to leave it natural, but give them just a little definition. A little definition goes a long, long way. That's one side done. Tinker razor will come in. If you have a little bit of hair that you don't want, it'll leave everything else, but it will be so precise and get what you need all the time. I love that little tool. And then his edge up is just like the slightest bit light right here. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this highlighter pencil in there, just a little bit. So I really don't be using it. With that pencil there, go back, re-hit it. All right, so now we got to do the back taper. This one's a little bit more difficult because I gotta hold the dreads a little bit. Not difficult, but it's a little bit more concentration and shit. So taper, his hair in the back kind of has a bunch of different like growth patterns. So it goes up, goes around, stuff like that. So I tend to just give him more of like a higher taper in the back. So with that being said, I'll probably chop up to about right here, right above like his little natural M he got right here. Go about midways up with my 0 guideline. This is my first guideline. Yeah, it's pretty difficult when you're trying to do a taper and the hair pattern on the back grows like in its own way, because it's like you'd have to figure out how to blend that. And sometimes it can create a big challenge, especially for like newer barbers. So one of the easiest things I could say is just to take it off, straight up. Take it off. It's not like you giving them a high-end tight by any means. You're still giving them a taper. You're just cutting down your dirty work, really. Come in with half, no guard open. Go up about a finger's width, and you'll see right now when I do a half on him, his hair grows upwards, so it's not even really like a true half. But, like, because his hair goes up, it's not a true half until I go down on it. Boom. Now go halfways. So right now I'm just using, because his hair grows up this way, I'm using my 1/16 guard to create like a little bit of a foundation. Knock this down a little bit. The way that his pattern, the way that his hair grows, that way I can see, okay, where do I need to blend for my taper? Cause like, it doesn't really look bad. Like besides this little shadow here, this little shadow, I haven't even touched this, but besides that stuff, it's not looking bad. Since his hair pattern grows different, I'm not going to go with the low guard up here. Because for all I know, if I go with the low guard and I go against the grain, I'm gonna leave him a patch. So you always, whatever you're working with or whatever number you were working with before, get a higher number to go against the grain. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay, good. This is just to knock it down, see where we're at. And I typically do, like, if I did it downwards with the grain, I'm gonna go against the grain too. This is just to try your best to get it as even as possible. To knock out any bulk or anything that you don't want there. That's the best, easiest way to do it. It's all about creating a base and just meeting in the middle with cutting hair, really. And then this little stuff right here, use your 1.5 guard. You went down on it already, now it's time to go up. So at that point, you know, I see a little shadow here. I'm gonna come in here and do my what's it called? Do my due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that whatever you're working on is done right. You don't want nobody to. Last thing this dude needs is to show up to work and somebody say, "Damn, bro, you got a bowl cut." All right, so since I'm gonna be doing his edge up right now, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and shield him up, spray some spritz there, let it dry up. That way you get him a crispy edge. Look, boom, boom. Spritz him up. Then while that's happening, turn him around, comb the hair, and blow dry it. Comb the hair in the direction you want it, blow dry it. So now we got them all spritzed up and everything. Now I'm gonna connect the tapers. We already did everything up front. Now we're gonna connect the back to the front. That's it. You don't want to push his line in or nothing like that. His base is pretty solid, so you could do a pretty natural line on him. So let's do it. Be afraid to pull the ear down. It's just cartilage. It shouldn't hurt him too bad. Boom. Done. Taper, line up. Just to be a stickler, which I'm gonna be. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit with my little razor. Come in, hit it right here, boom. Those are them details. You leave out them details, you're gonna have a little bit of hair you don't really want there. Oh, no shadow, no nothing. Now whatever you do on one side, you do on the other side. I hit the Tinker shaver right here. Let me hit the Tinker razor right here. I hit it on one side. Let me hit it on the other side, bro. So he's pretty much done. Like if I didn't care about details, I'll let him leave like this. He's straight. His lineup is A1. Everything is good. The only thing that I need to do is straight razor it. The cut ain't done without the straight until the straight razor's done. So with that being said, finish up these little details here. So first I'm gonna do mustache first. Very simple stuff. Tuck your lip down for me, bro. And that's where we end up, ladies and gentlemen. This is all natural. We didn't add nothing to it. It's organic. It's about as organic as it gets right here. That's a skin taper, or I'll say a ball taper, right? Because I didn't really go skin. I just did the clippers zeroed out. So ball taper on dreads with a lineup and a goatee. And then one more thing before I let y'all go, put your head back on. Something to take your tapers to the next level. I know it's gonna sound not as important, but straight razor underneath this ear right here. Straight razor that. Watch how crispy this shit looks. Pull the ear down. Pull the ear down. It's just cartilage. You'll be all right. Pull it down, and you go up. A lot of barbers, bro, they'll have dude and they'll just pull it up and just go against the grain. Hold it like this. Pull his ear down, and you go upwards on it. So again, taper, sideburns, wavelength, and a goatee lineup. So if you guys need anything else, y'all want to see any other videos, you want to tap in with me and see some other educational stuff, one-on-ones. If you've gotten this far in the video, I hope you learned something about how to work with waves, work with dreads, crispy lineup, preparation, whatever I hope you took a gem from this video. I appreciate all support. Like, subscribe, comment below. Jaime Cuts Barber Studio, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. TikTok is Jaime Cut. Everybody have a blessed day and keep grinding. Let's get it.